Not the most ideal turn of events, guys. Chest infection that was coming on me about 2-3 days ago is really after intensifying. Woke up this morning, could barely fucking speak, could barely breathe, coughing up phlegm, and anytime I coughed, the pain was fucking excruciating. So I was nearly crying with the pain. It was so bad. And honestly, without sounding dramatic, this is probably the sickest that I've been in about 4 or 5 years. I can only remember being as sick as this one other time before. So came up to A&E in Rotherham. Got seen in 20 minutes, which was great. Then 20 minutes after, I got bloods and an ECG, which was unbelievable. And now I'm waiting an hour for the results, which should be here in like 20 minutes. So I'm actually blown away by the service and how quick I was to be seen. One thing that really annoys me about living in the UK is the amount of Brits who give out about the NHS. NHS this, NHS that, blah, 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 it's so bad. UK's got the best public healthcare system in the whole entire world. It's got the best healthcare system in the whole entire world. Just don't know why people fucking complain about it, to be honest. I think it's absolutely fantastic. All my experiences so far have been really good. If you want to see what bad healthcare is, guys, go to fucking Ireland. See how long the waits are there. And you have to fucking pay money for the GPs and for everyone else. You still have to wait as long. Or, so, yeah. It could be worse. Now it's like 9:45 here. I've been trying to do some check-ins on WhatsApp on my phone. I got through a good chunk of them, but some of them are a little bit more detailed now, and my head just honestly can't hack it because my head is fucking hopping. I've got blurry vision, I've got a sore throat, I'm fucking aching, sweating. So I need to just get some antibiotics, get home, chill out, probably be taking like the rest of the week off from here, like 4 days rest, hopefully get back to training at the weekend, but we'll see. But you know what, guys, it's a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise, because I think that had this have happened 2 weeks out, then it really would have rattled me at the head. But we've gotten in shape early. I don't have too much more to pull off. Even this morning my weight went up a little bit, but I'm 2 kg from my cap now, which should be easy to get that. So we'll probably take this whole week off to just rest up, rest from the gym, rest from steps, eat a little bit extra food. Body weight might come up a touch, but then when we get back to it, we should be able to pull, 2.5 to 3 kilos in 4 weeks pretty easily and land the plane super well. So hopefully after I get over this sickness and I eat and rest a little bit this week, I'll be fresh as fuck, ready to rock for the last into prep, into shows. So look, guys, it's a little bit of a speed bump. These things happen. I'm actually not that stressed about it. I actually think it's been perfect timing, to be honest, and I haven't taken like a proper deload in ages anyway. Can you kind of class this, because I'm going to force him to take rest because my body's so broke up I couldn't train if I wanted to, or barely walk. Even sitting here now is fucking killing me. I wish I could lie down. Probably could, but cunts be looking at me like this dude in the background in the camera. Look at him there. But yeah, guys, that's the update. Don't even know what the last clip I recorded for this vlog is, but this is going to be a little bit thrown together. So next week's vlog, hopefully, will be the recovery vlog. We'll catch up with you then, guys. How are we doing, my people? I hope you're keeping well. So it's been 3 days since that miserable, dreary looking hospital clip that I took, and we're feeling a little bit better. So I tested positive for flu B, which is like a respiratory strain of the flu, but I was honestly so sick, guys, that I just had to go up to A&E to check my chest to make sure it wasn't anything more serious, especially being like 4.5 weeks out at the time from my show, and being in the sort of pain that I was like, oh fuck, I need to get some answers here. And I am actually glad I went up to the hospital, because after I took that clip, I was waiting a lot longer for those bloods than I actually anticipated, but the bloods came back and they were all good. My ECGs were good as well. So they were just asking me a couple of questions, asking me about the sickness, yada, yada, yada. The doctor thought it might have potentially been aspiration pneumonia at first. And I was like, oh, fuck, hopefully I don't have pneumonia. That would explain why I feel so shit. But thankfully I didn't. But I was kind of waiting in the waiting room for hours and hours, right, for the doctor to get back to me. And I remember then when she was just about to just give me my medicine and send me on my way, took my blood pressure, took my resting heart rate, took my temperature again. And this was after me literally just sitting in the waiting room, completely chilled, completely relaxed for a long period of time. And my resting heart rate was like 120 plus beats per minute. My temperature was 38.8, which is like borderline high fever. And she was like looking at me like, how do you feel? And I was like, I feel absolutely fucking terrible. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, I can barely see you. My vision is so blurry. I'm absolutely sweating profusely here. And like, my head is absolutely hopping. So she was like, yeah, your heart rate is pretty high. Look, we're going to bring you in here. We're going to put you on a bed. We're going to put you on a drip, etc. So they brought me in, put me on a drip, just like salt and water, just to hydrate me. I think they gave me some form of injectable, I don't know, antibiotic or something like that. And after that, I kind of slowly started to come down and feel a little bit normal again, which was great because like I was just sitting there in an awful fucking way and in a heap for like the whole day pretty much. Now that being said, guys, right, when I woke up that morning and I felt absolutely fucking terrible, the first thing I did was prep my meals for the whole entire day. I went, right, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. I'm absolutely fucked here, but I'm on prep, and no matter what happens, I need to make sure I've got everything I need. So I waited for Cuba to text me back, tell me what my food was for the day. I prepped all my meals. I put it in the lunchbox, bagged it up, filled up 2 bottles of water, and then I went up to the hospital with everything that I needed. Okay. So I was actually there so long, right, that I had to get Chloe to come back in and bring me an extra meal because I didn't actually end up getting out of there till like fucking 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening time. Okay. So the priority for me was to make sure I had everything I needed first and then go to the hospital and get some answers as to why I was feeling bad and then get myself better. So I put up a story this morning on Instagram, just touching base with everyone, letting everyone know I'm okay, I'm not dead, yada yada. And I had one of my clients message me, being like, "Fair play, this is like really cool content. It's showing that you stayed consistent without using your sickness as an excuse, and you know that you're practicing what you preach and all this stuff, right?" And I was like, trying to say to him that, like, mate, like, I'm not one of these charlatan influencers or online coaches who just tells their clients to do things that they won't do themselves. Like, I pride myself on practicing on what I preach. I pride myself on staying really on it. And like I tell my clients all the time, if you've got a problem, don't focus on the problem, find the solution. You can always stay on track and stay on plan if you want to, if you put in the effort. When I got up to prep those meals, guys, Chloe was gone to the gym that morning. I was fucked. Like, heart rate through the roof, fever, temperature, sweating balls, felt like shit, felt like death. I just wanted to lie down. I wanted a fucking ambulance to come and take me to the hospital. But I just sucked it up and I just fucking prepped my meals because that's just what you need to do, okay? To make sure that I did not fucking miss because I'm going to be stepping on stage in 4 weeks' time, okay? So I just wanted to kind of like come on and just say that because, like, especially as a coach, I hear so many excuses, just so many just useless excuses all the time. I feel like sometimes if that was like just your standard lifestyle person, I'm not even saying one of my clients now, they would have taken the whole entire week off. Their diet, eating their meals, just trying to stay on track whatsoever. Even if it was like their wife that was in the hospital or like, somebody else that's in the hospital, right? Not even them that was sick. They probably would have used that as an excuse to not eat their meals or do X or do Y or whatever, right? But it is not an excuse, okay? It might be a better excuse than like, oh, I had to travel for work today, but it's still not a valid excuse, okay? There is no valid excuse. There is very fucking little valid excuses out there, really, as to why you can't actually stay on plan and do all the things that you need to do. And when I got up there, I was able to stay on plan. I was there longer than I thought. I had to adapt. I had to kind of improvise, right? I had to actually go back to the hospital the next day and do the exact same fucking thing and prep all of my meals again and bring them up again because I knew I was going to be there for a long period of time. So anyway, guys, going back to my story, when I was in the bed and on the drip and I was waiting for the doctor to just come, give me my antiviral medication and send me on my merry way, he came back in, a different doctor, right? Good doctor, actually, to be fair, he was sound. And he was like, we need to run some additional tests because your heart rate was 230 beats per minute. I went, sorry? My heart rate wasn't 230 beats per minute. He's like, that's what the doctor told me. So the previous doctor, the female doctor, sorry, ladies, no offense, but she was a bit of an airhead, right? And I was like, I think I'd know if my heart rate was 230 beats per minute, mate. And I goes, I wear this Oura ring. I opened up my app. I showed it to him. It hadn't gone above like 140 or 150 all day. And I was like,
he was like, well, the doctor told me it was 230. I said, well, she's wrong. He said, well, I hope so. He's like, but we need to get an echocardiogram done to check your heart because that's very irregular. So I'm advising you to stay in overnight so that we can get the echo done at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, I'm not staying in overnight. And then I was like, is this concerning? Like, I was like, do I need to stay in? He's like, yes, I'm highly advising that you stay in. And I was like, look, mate, I'm not staying in. And he was trying to get me to stay. And I was like, no, I've got things to do. I said, look, mate, I've got a bodybuilder. I've got 6 meals a day to eat. I'm fucking 4 weeks out from a show here. I've got clients to get back to. I've shit to do. I was like, I'm self-employed. I was doing my check-ins in A&E all day today. I was like, I can't do that again tomorrow. So I went home. I went to sleep. I got up the next morning, did as many check-ins as I could, prepped all my meals, and went back up to the hospital again. Now, I didn't need the echocardiogram because my heart rate obviously wasn't 230 beats per minute. However, as a bodybuilder, guys, you should probably be getting an echo done every year to 2 years to check up on your heart and see what the state of affairs is, right? And it's something I've always kind of wanted to get done, but it was never something I was kind of really going to get done off my own back, especially when I'm in the midst of just like being so locked in on bodybuilding. And it's not one of those things that you can just walk into a hospital for and go, give me a free echo, right? There has to be a reason for it. So I was like, oh, this is great. I'm not going to have to go private. I'm going to be able to get this done for free. Even though I feel like shit, let me just suck it up and go back into the hospital. So I went back into the hospital the next day, waiting around all day again. But I got the echo done. It took like 25, 30 minutes. But I got the results back. Doctor came into the room afterwards. Super cool guy. And he said, all things considered, you're a steroid user, they're actually very good. He said, my ejection fraction is at 50%. He told me normal is between 55 to 65%. So for a steroid user, 50% is pretty good, all things considered. Now I chat GDP'd it and it told me 50 to 70% is actually normal. So, I was pretty happy with that, right? Because as a bodybuilder, you're going to have some left ventricular hypertrophy anyway, right? Just from the gear. And I think a lot of like elite level athletes, like endurance athletes, they do have left ventricular hypertrophy as well. Obviously, that's not as damaging because like what's causing the left ventricular hypertrophy? Is it like lots of pumping of blood because you're an ultra endurance athlete, or is it like high blood pressure from gear, right? But I monitor my blood pressure, I take my blood pressure meds, I take all the fucking health supplements under the world, and you know, I'm very happy with the results. It's actually given me massive peace of mind because I've never actually gotten any sort of a proper check done on my heart. And my mom is like, oh, we've got like heart issues in our family, blah, blah. My mom's got like some distant fucking cousin who has like one thing wrong with their heart, right? But I'm like, man, this is not me, you know? And yeah, all the scans were done. Like it took fucking ages, 25 minutes. She took loads of pictures, all this other sort of stuff. And the doctor was like, there's no irregularities, there's no dysfunction, there's no, nothing, there's no fluid in your heart, there's no inflammation, there's no anything like that. So he was like, pretty good. And he was like, your bloods are very good, ECGs are good. He was happy. And I was like, so I'm all good, mate. And he was like, for now, right? And I was like, yeah, I do understand that. Obviously, the longer I keep doing this, the worse it could potentially get. But I'm very on top of my health. I've been doing this 5 years. I don't plan on doing it too much longer, maybe another 5 years. And I was like, so, all things considered, it's pretty good. And he said, yes, it is. So, you know what? At like 4 weeks out, full blown on cycle and really sick, to get that done and get really good results, I was actually like super happy with that. So it's given me a lot of peace of mind now. It's like a massive health marker checked off for me to be like, right, I'm doing all the right things. I can continue to do what I'm doing a lot as long as I am doing what I'm doing and staying safe. I should be in a good position, right? And I can get another echo done in 18 months' time or 2 months or 2 years' time, sorry, and see is there any difference between the results. The doctor's super sound. He's actually going to send me out an exact copy of those results so I can have them on record, same as I do with all my blood tests. And if I get another one done in 2 years' time, for example, and there's any difference in the ejection fraction or anything like that, I'm going to be able to be like, right, okay, there's a deterioration here. Or if there's not any difference, I'm going to be like, all right, okay, I'm still good and I'm doing everything that I need to do. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That's pretty positive news. Now, currently, right now, at the moment, I woke up this morning and my resting heart rate is back down to baseline. My body temperature isn't +2 degrees anymore. My sleep was a little bit better, and all my vitals are kind of coming back to normal. Now, as you can probably hear, my chest is still a little bit fucked. Last night, I was coughing up loads of like dark brown and slightly bloody phlegm. But I think that's a good sign because it's kind of like starting to break now, right? Like literally 2 days ago, I could barely speak and I could barely like, my chest was so sore. Anytime I coughed, it was like someone was sticking a dagger through me. So that was really, really bad. It's a little bit better now. Fatigue is still fatiguing. I literally, before I came in here to record this clip, I was lying down in the bed trying to nap for like an hour. So I'm still pretty drained. I'm hoping I'm just going to sleep it off tonight and be able to get into the gym for a light session tomorrow. But we'll see how we go. But I need to train, guys. I need to get out. I've got cabin fever. It'll be like 6 full days rest that I've had if I get back to the gym on Saturday. So it's a long time, right? 5 or 6 days rest is a long time for me. Funny because I was only banging on about needing a deload in the last video, and I've gotten one. Now, the only thing is, guys, prep update. We're 4 weeks out tomorrow. We brought my food back up to 4,000 calories over the last couple of days. So I've been eating 420 carb and 100 grams of fat. So the body weight has come back up a little bit. I'm 101.3 kg. So I'm 2.9 kg away from my cap. Okay. So that's obviously, not ideal because we're going to be pinched, guys. We've got 4 weeks to do that. It'll be done obviously easy, but we don't have like as much time as we did before. I'm practically after just missing the whole entire week of prep, and I've had to take a step back rather than to take a step forward. So I went from kind of being ahead to now being slightly behind. But this is why you start prep early, you get yourself in shape early so that you can afford, to still be okay if something like this happens. So all things considered, looking at the week as a whole, I'm extremely positive because I felt like if this happened to me last year, I would have lost my marbles, threw my toys out of the pram, let it stress me. I've not actually been that stressed at all week. I'm very level-headed. I've been very confident that I'm still in a good position. I've been very confident that once I get back and get healthy, I'll just be able to have a clear runway from now up until the show, and the outcome is still going to be the same. It's not going to have affected my physique, none of that stuff. I took some pictures yesterday and I was actually super happy with them. I had a small film of water on me, but honestly, nothing crazy. I hadn't flattened off. I didn't look terrible. The condition was still really good. So my physique still looks like it's in a really, really good spot. I just need to make sure now that I'm patient, that I slowly ease myself back into things in the gym. Don't blow my load too early and just rattle my immune system back into the ground. And I just focus on the task at hand, right? So we'll get back into the gym tomorrow, guys. We'll do a devolume session, legs. We'll see how we get on, and then I'm going to update you then. But hopefully, guys, this is going to be the only little obstacle that we're going to have to overcome. It's funny, isn't it? Because in a recent video, I said that everything had been going so well, like prep and life and everything else like that, that I was almost waiting for something bad to happen. I felt like I was due something bad to happen, and then boom, all of a sudden I get violently ill, like the worst I've been in 5 or 6 years, right? So it's just funny the way it goes. But I feel like I've mentally and physically been in a very good position to be able to deal with it. And I'm happy with how I've dealt with it. I think I've been level-headed, I've been mature, and it stood to me. And it's going to actually make finishing out this prep and getting on stage even more rewarding, knowing that I've just kind of had to overcome this as well. So I'll wrap that clip up there, guys. It was a long one, but hopefully you enjoyed my little ramblings, and we'll touch base with you soon. All right, guys, we are back in action. It is 2 days later again, and now we are starting to feel a little bit better. I won't lie, even after I recorded that last clip, I still wasn't good to go, all right? I still felt a little bit fucked, but we've come back around now. We were back in the gym yesterday for legs, the day I wanted to go back to the gym on Saturday. I didn't actually get back into the gym. I didn't even want to record that day. I felt so fucked. So we got back in for leg day yesterday. Pretty decent session. A reduced load by 20% across the board. Just kind of match numbers more, less left 2 reps in reserve, and just kind of took it very handy to just ease myself back into it. I did feel a little bit faint during the session, like I was going to pass out once or twice, but it's all good. It's all good. Got over that mental barrier though, getting back in the gym, and that's all I needed. So rest day again today. Didn't get the best night's sleep last night, but as the day is kind of going on, I'm feeling a little bit better, right? So I think another 2-3 days from here, and I should be back to 100%. But we've got push-pull over the next 2 days, so hopefully those 2 sessions go well, and then we're in with Gaz to record legs on Friday. So I want to be full fucking balls to the walls, back to full intensity, back feeling good again, and have some energy to actually give some useful advice on the fucking video so that I can get some YouTube and Instagram content. But guys, the body weight. the body weight. Okay, so my body weight, I don't know if I said this in the last clip. If I did, apologies, but body weight spiked up to 102.85, guys. 102.85. Okay, so I was a little bit alarmed to see that, but I think it was just like a lot of water weight, honestly, just from being sick, right? And just from kind of getting myself back into a position where, you know, I was actually going to be able to recover. So I don't think that was in the last clip, right? But it was 102.9 on Saturday morning. And then I dropped 1.8 kg again the next day, which is yesterday. And I trained, and then I dropped again this morning to 100.5. So I'm back to the weight I was after the first day of higher food when I got sick. My prep low has been 100.05 kg. That was last Monday. So I'm only 0.45 of a kg away from that. And I think in the next 2 days, I should be back down again. All right. So I took some checking pictures for Kuba this morning, and I was actually like a lot sharper. Now, because we had like a full week of like eating up quite aggressively, I knew that like my body weight was going to come up a little bit, and then it would come back down. I knew it'd be a little bit watery. I knew it wouldn't be as tight, etc., etc. But I'm going to just pop some pictures up here from this morning, right? And I hit like most muscular side chest. I really liked those 2 shots. They were really good. And even if you look at like a lot of my front shots, you won't see my stomach as tight in like my front double and stuff like that. And in the back as well, I think the condition through like the glutes and the lower back and stuff isn't as sharp. However, I am much, much fuller. Okay, I'm a lot fuller. I was really actually happy with the amount of like pop that I had to my physique this morning. So I think another couple of days of just actually like being in a deficit, getting the body weight back down, sharpening back up again, and freshening up, and not holding this film of water that I'm holding, I should be fucking at my best look ever, right? And that's all I'm thinking in my head, right? I'm just going to tell myself that I'm going to be my best ever so that I am my best ever. That's the mindset, right? Just literally manifesting that, speaking it into existence, guys. So all things considered, I'm pretty happy. Now, going to be a pinch from here, all right? Kuba has said that. We're going to have to dig, but I am ready for it. So I'm kind of waiting to see how the next kind of day or two goes. I think in another like day or two, he's probably going to make an adjustment. It's probably going to be quite aggressive, and that's really, really going to push us forward. So yeah, but I'm in a great spot, guys. Mentally, I'm like just so fucking glad that's over and done with, and just driven now moving forward to crack the fuck on. So I'm going to wrap this video up here, okay? And I'm going to make a promise to any of you who have actually gotten to the end of this video. Moving forward, I'm going to try and make the vlogs a little bit more engaging, right? I'm going to try and move around a little bit more. I'm going to try and get more clips throughout the day. And I'm going to try and not just sit at the desk and rant and ramble. Now, if you guys enjoy that, right, then comment down below. I think oftentimes for me, I like to keep these videos very raw. Even when I watch videos myself, I don't like too overstimulating of a video. And back in the day, right, when I used to watch like a lot of YouTube, one of the YouTubers I loved the most was Joe Delaney. And sometimes he'd just sit down, do like an hour-long Q&A, him just sitting in his bedroom. Wouldn't be edited or whatever, he'd just be getting his thoughts across. And like a lot of those were good philosophical insights on life and questions that he'd answer. So that's obviously a little bit more engaging than me just fucking talking about my bodybuilding prep like a narcissist. But I like to just get my thoughts across in my videos. And if some people like that, that's fantastic. But, you know, if you do, please comment down below and tell me that. And if you don't, just don't comment, right? Because it's not like you're going to comment telling me, yeah, fucking, you know, stop with the boring videos there. But you wouldn't comment that anyway because you wouldn't even watch the video. You just click off it. You know what I mean? So like, if you enjoy me sitting down and talking to the camera for ages and ages and ages, then fucking please do let me know. But I'm going to try and make the videos a little bit more engaging from here because like moving forward, there's going to be a lot more changes, daily changes. I'm going to be checking in more frequently. We'll be traveling for shows soon. I think I got maybe a photo shoot coming up. So it's going to be go, go, go. And I'm going to try and get these vlogs up to twice per week. So this one, it's going to be posted on Wednesday in 2 days' time. Then I'm going to get another one up at the weekend. Then I'm going to have another one up middle of the week and the following week. And then I'll have a video from Gaz and I'll have another video from Gaz. And then it's going to be show day videos. I'm thinking of doing daily vlogs for peak week. Let me know. It's a lot of work. And if I do that, it's not going to be very well edited. I'm probably just going to throw it together and just fucking throw it up on YouTube and just upload it to see what it's like. But if you'd like to see some daily vlogs, guys, that I'll try and maybe keep to like 15-20 minutes, then let me know. I think that could be cool for peak week, for shows. So yeah, signing off here, guys. Peace out. Thank you for watching. If you did watch the whole way, make sure you like the video just to boost this a little bit, as I feel like it's going to be shit. But anyway, guys, we'll catch up very soon, and I'll catch you in the next one.